It's always interesting to have Mona around within the entertainment circle. So fingers crossed, the new single is going to live up to the billions of a so-inspired era. Moving on now, a book by actress Nina Anyianuka may soon be adapted for TV or cinema. Popular faces in Nollywood gathered in Lagos for the book launch, where they talked passionately about making movies about the ills in society. Let's bring you details now.
Disowned, a collection of 5 short stories about abuse against women and girls, may be well on its way to being adapted for film.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very proud of you today. I'm very proud of my aunties. This group has been a long time coming.
Popular actors and filmmakers in Nollywood, including Silva, Kate Henshaw, Shaffy Bello, Dede, Ireti, Doyle, Deyemi, Okanlawon, and Tope, Oshin, are guests at the private reading of the book written by TV producer and actress Nina Anyianuka. All are in favor of such stories being told, despite the penchant of Nigerian film lovers for comedy, which records far greater box office sales than other genres.
It's real life stories, and like ALABI said, Tope Oshin said, we need to do the films. We have the platform, media. Enough of comedy. We are laughing to hide the pain. We are laughing, you know that nervous laugh. Meanwhile, inside, don't they die inside? We need, whether you make money or not, count me in. Trust and believe. Count me in. We need to push these stories out there. It's not just because it's Nigeria. It happens all over the world, but our whole case, not special one. If you need a face, if you need a voice to speak up for this women, I'm here. And I think that's where we can start. AMVCA is planning September. Now, if we take it back, was it the music awards, or what did they have in the States that all the women wore black? We as women need to stand up for our daughters. And if we need to use the actors and the faces that people will listen to, there's a difference. I picked up the mic down because you all know me. You paid attention.
The book documents the stories of 5 Nigerian women and girls whose lives are scarred by various forms of abuse they've experienced. From Disowned, the first story, to Two of a Kind, the last, the book is full of horror stories with no happy endings.
I felt like this was really a trap because, of course, the whole time I'm reading this, I'm like, how can we tell this story? How can we make a film about this story? So I felt like maybe she knew that someone told me the story and they made me read the story. So now there are just way too many traps that I feel like this story has to be told, and on a bigger scale. So I'm going to be reading from page 92 to 95. I'm going to start at 3 weeks before WAEC exams. I became very ill. The nurse at the sickbay said it must be malaria and gave me some injections. But 4 days later, I was still nauseous, feverish, and weak. So I asked them to call Mother. The next day, I was put on a plane back to Lagos. No, doctor, she is not even 14 yet, Mother said with a tremor in her voice. Well, then she is a pregnant, not even 14-year-old, the doctor said, sounding a bit sarcastic. I could not breathe as my heart pounded so hard against my chest. I could swear the doctor and Mother could hear it. How could they not? Anyone in the next room would hear it. I could not think or speak. We were taught in health science class that when you become pregnant, your menstrual period stopped. But mine had not stopped and had not come late. So I was quite certain the doctor must have made a grave mistake that he would be sorry about. Mother got up and said, "Let us go." But as I stood up to follow her, my knees buckled and I fell flat on the hard, cold floor of the doctor's office.
But no buts, Oidamola Femiko. Go hug your mom and kiss her goodnight now. Oyin walks over to me. I turn around and she gives me a quick hug and a kiss. I hold her and I say, I love you. But she pulls away quickly, hugs her dad again and says, "Good night, Daddy, I love you." I walk into the bathroom, shut the door, and slip out of my dress.
Wait for it.
As I remove the body shaper, I hear Femi lock the room door and turn on the television. As I hear him turn up the volume, my heart skips several beats and begins to thump very hard and fast. I clutch the bathroom wash basin and I begin to hyperventilate. Femi walks into the bathroom, turns on the taps on the sink, the showers and the bathtub. He turns on the water spouts in the jacuzzi, flushes the toilet, turns me around and smacks me real hard across the face.
The host, actor Richard Mofe-Damijo, is instrumental to the production of the book.
For optioning the rights for film and all that, that's already in the process. Bolanle was the Peters. The first time she read the book, she was like, "Oh, I'm going to do one of them into a movie," you know. That has been ongoing. There is definitely no way we're not going to do something out of one of the stories as a film. And I know that there are other producers that are interested in optioning the rights, you know, different rights. There are 5 stories, so, and they can give birth to anything.
My fear is that people will read it and let the impact wane over time without amplifying the voice of reasoning, which says we need to begin to educate kids to speak up. We need to begin to make kids know that this is not right. That's my biggest worry. I don't want people to read it and enjoy it and ooh and ah over and forget about it. But my hope and expectation, I'm optimistic that people will read it and do something about it and begin to say, this has to stop. We can't be silent anymore. We need to do and say something about this. That in itself is very important to me.
Nollywood filmmaker Tope Oshin believes more dark stories which expose the ills in the society need to be told, but she has concerns about production of such films despite the readiness of actors to support the cause.
For me, but then also you don't need just actors, you know, to do this. You have cameramen, you have lights, you have to hire lights, you have to hire cameras. There's a whole lot of other elements that make a film come together. So having actors pitch in and say, I'm in, that's fantastic. You know, we also need all the other elements that we need money for, or even personnel, you know, to come together as well.